about your phone.
I think you're in charge.
I'm in charge?
I think so.
I don't like...
That's what it says.
Oh, did it?
It does.
Damn. All right.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome back.
All right.
We are back in his house. Baltimorons here live again. We have a very special guest making her return to the podcast.
Oh my God.
In, what is it, 3 years?
And it's not Dan, in case anybody's wondering.
Courtney Byrnes, welcome back.
Thank you.
Super excited to have you. There has been a lot that has transpired, changed. Life has been lifing for everybody, and it's crazy because, I mean, we were looking at the podcast that we did 3 years ago. We all look so different. We were all so many different places in our lives and our careers and everything. So it's just really cool to now
technically
have it come full
for
circle.
the next 3 hours, you're in the same place in your life.
Well, arguably.
If we have to say technically,
Why do you
because
say
at that point in time, you had bought your Tesla.
Yeah, that's true.
You had, grown your business. You were, making money, being successful as an independent, and still to this day have not bought a house.
Well, for them people,
Until
for them,
we took
the challenge and a whole bunch of other stuff. Literally in arguably 45 minutes, I will be a homeowner.
Your closing is today at 3 o'clock.
3:15, yeah.
3:15.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
Voila.
I sent a lot of money to the bank this morning from the seat of my car.
From the bank to the title company, but
Well,
all the same.
yeah.
Wait.
They're all the same.
Wait. And did you send it as a wire transfer or did you send
Yeah.
it as an ACH by accident?
Why?
You don't work for them.
I know, but I'm still
Shush.
concerned. If he's
But
if the money's
no
not
concerns. No
So
concerns.
this kind of
Bank of America will get ya.
It all comes full circle now because Courtney used to be one of our title reps at Universal Title, and she's now kind of in a different business, if you will, but are like somewhat of the same industry,
business.
but like
Relationships.
yeah.
Teaching.
So tell us a little bit more about like what has changed over the years and how you've gotten to the place that you're in.
Oh, where do I begin?
well, hopefully not at the beginning,
Yeah.
because I don't know that anyone wants to hear that.
They're going to read about it in my life story, in my books, the
Okay.
Lost Cherry series, the Lost Cherry, the Dark
It's
Cherry.
going to be
and the
real
Universal
great.
Cherry.
Actually,
It's going to be
love
real
that.
great.
Yeah, and Universal Title was sort of like the beginning of the Universal Cherry phase, where like you start to realize what life is all about, and that if you apply yourself to something that you actually want, you can achieve any goal that you can imagine.
So-
but I was very difficult to coach,
Yeah.
as you might imagine.
Well, you say this word universal cherry, or you're using this like term cherry as, does that like specifically mean something?
It does. It's an so
And did you come up with it?
I did.
Okay.
I have a perfume or a cologne, I guess, called Lost Cherry.
Okay.
And I just kept staring at this bottle and I was like, what is this beautiful red color? And I was walking my dog one day and thinking about how she was like kind of an asshole before I got her. She was like very angry for a dog. She was very serious and like would growl and side eye. And I just was like, man, she was such a little dark cherry. And I'm like, man, she was the dark cherry. First she was the lost cherry and then she's the dark cherry. And then I'm like, I need a third cherry.
Yeah.
And because I'm all into numerology and everything that I do now is put into the destiny number calculator to figure out like the name of something or a product or a coaching program. Like everything has to make sense for the energy of the number that it creates.
Yeah.
And so destiny numbers are just one aspect of numerology, but it has to do with your name. So when you were born,
Doesn't time go into that as well?
not for destiny numbers.
Okay.
So your life path is the big one that people talk about most of the time, but your destiny number is the name you were given at birth, and it's like what you are here to accomplish.
Do you know
Look
what
at
yours
Mike.
was?
No,
It
we'd have to Google. It would take some time.
No idea.
What? No.
do
His
that
number, because I thought we.
His life path number is a life path number 8, which makes
Yeah.
Mike the CEO.
Do you know what that is?
I mean,
Well, the CEO.
relative to this conversation, but like, no, I don't really.
No, like your
study
life's purpose
life path.
is.
Well, no, it's very interesting
It's
because
crazy for Mike's.
we would dive into it quite a bit in our coaching sessions that we had, and there was even a book that you had given me.
I see your dream job.
It was passed through a mutual friend of ours. What was the
Astrology for the soul.
Yes,
Astrology for the soul.
And
Yeah.
I read it, and honestly, like the amount of things that were so relatable in that book
Yeah.
It was incredible. So then when she talks about you being the 8 like CEO person, and then mine was
all
you
written
said
in the
11 or
stars.
22.
You're an 11. I'm at 22.
And then mine was more like a spiritual person. But again, it like really makes sense, especially when you tie 8 to you, 11 to me. What is yours?
22. I'm the architect of societal change.
Does this table not come together like this right now with these numbers?
So, like, you're the CEO.
I hear it.
I also feel like this is something like Mike is reacting to the way that someone who doesn't believe in a medium would also react
Correct.
when a medium tells them they're communicating with their loved one through the.
Yeah.
I agree.
A non-believer.
I agree, actually.
We'll change that.
I would even go as far as to say that you would define me as a non-believer,
Okay.
and I wouldn't even disagree.
Yeah. No
I
worries.
think that in life you can break it down a little bit easier to early adopters, late adopters, and non-believers. Like that's just where life is, right?
Okay.
So either someone goes into McDonald's and goes, "Oh my God, their new chicken sandwich slaps," right? That's you, in case anybody's wondering.
But I don't think for McDonald's I'm the one lined up at the door.
They have
You-
chicken sandwiches again?
You would be in this scenario,
Okay.
right?
I would be if it was
But then
grilled chicken.
I think they do.
They got rid of all their grilled chicken in pandemic. It was one of the. I got in an argument with the drive-through lady once because
Only
was
you
like-
would get into an argument with
know.
the drive-through lady.
I know. I was like, "What do you mean you don't have grilled chicken? I had grilled chicken here like within the
Last
year."
week.
Yeah, they were like, "No,
I had a
it
mask
before."
on. No, so
Wasn't profitable.
then there are the people that go to you and go, "Oh man, no shit, that's awesome! Like, let me go try it." Like immediately,
Yeah.
like, they're into it. Like, I didn't know that existed. Let me go try it. Those are early adopters.
Okay.
Then there are people that are like, "Oh, would try." I would try that.
Yeah,
If the
that's-
price
that's-
lined up, if the expectations lined up, I would try that. And then you have the people that are like,
I feel like that's kind of you though. And
I
to a certain-
agree. That's
okay,
my
okay.
point.
Okay. Well, you were about
And
to
then
say
you-
another thing.
And
Sorry.
then you
I
have
should
the
let you finish.
people that like they're grumpy cat and they're like sitting on their couch looking at their shit and they're going, no, don't need that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you don't even know what it could do for you. Nope, don't need that. But it could literally change your life. I don't care. Don't want it.
Yep.
It's like,
What would they be? The non-believer?
they're non-believers.
Mm-hmm.
They're the people that just like, doesn't matter what you do. You're never going to convert them. They're never going to trust it. It's like the people that are still like doubting AI. Heaven forbid we have people that are doubting like technology.
Right.
But those are your three. In every single facet of life, you could go through like numerology or zodiac or whatever. Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of which, I have something for you upstairs.
Fun.
Fun. Oh my gosh.
My chief aim in life is to have fun in all moments. So this is great.
But yeah, I'm definitely not an early adopter at all at
You're the skeptic.
anything I do.
I
Yeah,
feel
you
like
could say
very.
that.
I
I'm a
feel very.
skeptic.
And even when we're like sitting down on some of our companies like Zoom calls, whether it be Fast Forward or like EXP or Tom Ferry or really any of those things, I feel like you are the skeptic person, but not necessarily like
Me?
I don't
Me?
I don't tie that to a negative thing though, because like I feel like you're the one who's like, good or bad?
I need
How
more,
could this
yeah.
work?
Oh
Like-
yeah, I
like-
definitely need more.
Yeah.
But I would go farther to say that it has come a long way for me where I come from certain mindsets. Like, you know this. We all come from certain like in-ground mindsets that we're not born with, but bred with, right? So the
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that, oh, I don't like fish. That guy over there. I don't like fish. Well, that's funny because we went out for sushi and you had fish. Like, well, sushi's different. No, wait a second.
People who don't like mayonnaise, they're like so upset about mayo, but they'll eat artichoke dip. And
Right.
it's like, bro, there's fucking mayo in that.
Right.
Like,
or
did
like,
you
hey, what is
not
mayo?
know? Like,
Let's start with the
it's
compound.
eggs and oil.
Right. Like,
you eat all of those.
you
things.
eat those
That's right.
things. Right.
That's
So, or people that are like weird about texture. Yeah, I get that you're weird about texture, but this isn't one of those things. Ooh, I don't know. You haven't even tried it.
I saw this video.
You haven't even tried
This is
it.
so random, but there's people. I saw this video on YMH and other podcasts
I didn't
that
make
I
my
listened
point
to.
yet, by the way.
And
We'll come back, don't
And there's people out here who have like the phobia of trying new foods. And so this dude was eating a piece of steak. It was like a broiled steak, kind of looked like shit. But it like if I were to make it, he probably wouldn't have been as scared. But he's like freaking out at the table, like so stressed about trying this new steak. I don't know what made me think of it. Maybe the whole fish thing, but
Well, but here's the thing, right?
pretty
Like
funny.
we have these things that are built into our, I'm just going to call it genealogy at this point, right? And so many things, and this is my personal belief, so like sue me for it if you want. I just believe that so many of our adults and even adolescent mental challenges are self-created. Correct. And I'm not saying that there's no such thing as chemical imbalance. It's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is we're not putting in enough good, and we're just absorbing the bad. Whether it's we're just absorbing cartoon energy and we're not putting in enough like real life and what it takes to actually like whip up dinner for your girlfriend. Yeah. You turn 23 and you want to go out on a date and you don't know how to do that. Yeah. We're not putting in enough good in our lives. And so I don't know. I think that with all of the things that I have done over the last, let's say 15 years, my life has transitioned slightly from being a definitive skeptic, like for sure, to being much more amiable. I'm still not like the early adopter because I'm not like, you got to get me to believe it. Just kind of like who I am. But where I used to be was like, no, don't need that. Can't afford it. That was a big thing for me. Can't afford the risk of not doing what's comfortable. Right. To try something new. Like I have to do what's comfortable in order to get where I want to go. If I try something new, then I'm not going to accomplish that. And that was like a big thing for me. So where I am now, especially in group meetings, when somebody's like, I'm like, they just said something that matters, right? It's not necessarily like what they're saying, but I'm able to take away something of value. Yeah. It's like one little thing can make a huge difference. You don't have to take in all of it. You don't have to be that adopter, but you could just take one thing and
take
go,
what
wow.
you like and leave the rest. And that's really, so it's funny because I spent 15 years of my life in sales and business development, working for companies, not really like with any, I don't know, people wanted to hire me. So I just was like, all right, I guess I'm doing title insurance now. And so I fell into this industry working in commercial real estate, going to like every networking event possible, using a company credit card to like pay for all my memberships, all the networking. I mean, these are $120 tickets for a breakfast. So like you can't just, a regular real estate agent who isn't income producing yet can't just start going to these networking events unless you work for a company that like supports you being there and encourages you to join. So I came from the world of networking face-to-face, coffee meetings, lunch meetings, happy hours. And then,
do you remember when we met for the first time at THB?
Oh my God. Yeah, actually. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I do. Because, it was like a sunny day.
Yeah. A nice sunny day. Man, time flies.
Right.
Time really does.
Well, and I just never felt like I was fully producing the way that I needed to because I was constantly arguing with everyone around me because it was great to be my client, but it sucked to be my coworkers. Like, shout out to all of you. I'm really sorry for how I treated you. But also it was frustrating because I wasn't aligned to the work I was doing. I'm actually really good at operations and problem solving. And so the role that I was in was relationship-based communication. I'm hearing what other competitors are doing out in title world. And like, I was trying to bring that back into the space and take the best of what I was learning from other competitors and put that into practice within my own company. But it was like at the expense of me doing my own job because I felt like there's a better way to do this.
Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing that like kind of in real time almost for a lot of things. Like we would even have like an issue. You'd be like, wait, why does this work like this?
Like,
there's a better way for this to happen.
If you couldn't tell me why, I couldn't move forward. And it was like, not because I needed to be right, but because I wanted to understand either why I was wrong or why the idea that I came up with wasn't going to work.
And before you get to your point, so this goes back to your...
I have to pee. I have so much energy.
I have that effect on people.
You're the 22 sign, right? Uh-huh. And that was what did you say was architect?
Architect of societal change. Yeah.
Okay. So that's exactly what I see when we look back at, your previous position. And
always trying to problem solve.
Yeah.
And people are like, there's nothing wrong. What are you doing? And then they would take it personally. And I was like, I'm not trying to say you're doing something bad or wrong or whatever, but like, I do believe this is going to lead to a better outcome.
For sure.
And I was not necessarily great in my communication and delivery on that. So nobody really wanted to listen to me. And then I would get mad.
Well, communication, like I never really understood why people went to school for communication or like what good communication skills truly look like, not just in business, but in real life, like
true.
Well,
like
wait
personal relationships.
Wait a second. When you say that, what do you mean? Do you mean communication technology, like communications the major?
As a field, yeah.
Well, a little bit. That and just...
but that's not what you're talking about.
Well, not entirely.
I hear what you're going.
Not entirely, but like...
You're speaking of like the English study of communication.
effective communication strategies
Essentially,
that are
but like-
applicable to your everyday life and
So then what was, and this might be dumb and clear up some things, but like, what does a communication major do?
I don't know. If you're a communication major, write into us. We'd love to have you on the
yeah, that'd
podcast.
be great, actually.
Because like I took business communications, and that was like how to present a report, right? And that's more like
Okay.
Yeah,
professional. But
but-
like if I'm looking, I also took like an interpersonal communications.
But what
class
you're
in
talking
community
about is
college.
like communication as it pertains to the English language, as it pertains to psychology, as it pertains to selling, right? You're not talking about like communications as it pertains to like marketing and mass communication.
Well, maybe
Well,
it's
just
all of
as
it.
Well,
as a
I
whole.
agree, but
I'm
that's
just-
not what you're.
Well, I guess I'm talking on the entire spectrum of communication.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize
How
and
important it is.
how important it is, but like how you were saying that you didn't always communicate that properly. I look at it as like I didn't truly understand what good communication looked like as a whole
Yeah.
until probably
Very few of us do.
the last couple of years of my life getting into real estate. Like arguably I'd say within the last 2 or 3 years, my communication has gone from like, I don't want to say rock bottom, but like wherever my baseline was to, I don't know, 10 times better, 100 times better, whatever you want to put to that. And I know you have stuff to say, so I'll popcorn you right now.
Oh.
Do you remember do you know what that is?
Okay,
Like from
so
school, popcorn people.
So first of all, I would even venture as far as to say that if you really dug in, you would be able to identify periods of time in your life where your communication was piss poor.
Oh, for sure.
Like
All of us.
Like when I
everybody.
think back, and it's like, it's really funny. My family's going to get a real kick out of this. When I think back, my dad and I are extremely similar in the way that we communicate.
No.
Oh, yeah. But the really funny thing is, I never forget this. Oh, my gosh. I never forget this. So my dad is now married to my stepmom for, I don't even know, like 25 years probably. Like, really thankful for her in my life, obviously, and great things for our family. But I remember when she moved in, and I remember like my dad and I are communicating the way that we always have. And my stepmom's like, hey, don't do this. And that's not nice. And don't, and I remember going like, baby, excuse me,
Who are you?
like we're good. Right? Like we're on the same playing field. We understand each other. We're communicating effectively. It might just not sound good to you, but like we understand.
Like a you problem.
right. And I wasn't even like mad at her in the moment, but I was just like, wait a second, we're good. Like, this is how we communicate. And while I also look back and say, man, I probably shouldn't have communicated with my parents in that way when I was younger, I also recognize that communication is different for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you really look back and you go, damn, I fucked up my ex relationship or my old opportunity, or, oh, I got fired from that job or whatever. And you go, that's on me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I take that one for the team,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
but in the moment, you're like all fired up.
For sure.
But when you look back, especially now that you Christian, you've grown, and you go, oh, I'm 0 to 100 or whatever that looks like, you really can look back and go, damn,
Oh, for sure.
what was that dude thinking?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think that is also like what might keep me up at night sometimes. I'm like, oh, what a fucking clown I was. You
What
know?
a clown.
And I'm like, could I just go back and delete that? Like,
Can't.
yeah, no.
But you can
You
move
just-
forward
yeah, you
and
just
change
gotta-
it going forward.
Got to learn from it. And
Yeah. Be okay with it.
Mike kind of put this thought in my head, like adapting to different people's communication types, and with the journey that you've just been on for, I mean,
My whole life, really.
well, a whole life, but even more so. Has it been a year, 2 years since you've started this kind of like coaching journey?
Wait. Time out. We're not going down that road yet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
First of all, I have something that I've been holding in
Okay, say
for
it.
forever. And second of all,
Okay.
the little rant just reminded
We'll
me.
come back. I'll say
yeah,
a little.
pause. No problem.
Before I had the opportunity to like completely exit the previous world, Christian and I worked at the same bar, and a huge shout out to management, leadership, ownership at
Yes.
that bar. It was so different than anything that we had ever experienced, myself, and I know you as well. But like, even from the early stages, I remember I was driving from Pennsylvania when I got licensed in Pennsylvania, and I thought in my head that I was like 45 minutes away.
Oh, I
and
remember
so
the
I was
story.
like pushing my timeline, and I left at like 39 minutes before I was supposed to be into my shift. I wasn't. I was like an hour and 15 minutes away. I didn't even know where I was. It was my first time selling houses in Pennsylvania. And I called and I just said, hey man, look, I'm so sorry. I'm in the car. I'm on the way. I'm going to be like real late. And I never forget, like the manager, instead of doing what 90% of all restaurant managers do, which we as human beings like loathe, he turns around and he doesn't go like, well, if you don't show up, you're fired, right? He goes, okay, bro, just get here when you can. Like,
real life shit.
Wow. Oh, thanks. You know what I mean? But like communication is so key because it goes both ways. And sometimes it's something that someone says to me that actually impacts me more than anything I could have ever changed or said to them.
Yeah.
Right? Like communication is key. Anyway, before we go down that road, so what I was going to share way long ago was one of the things that brought Courtney and I together was, aside from lots of stupidity, was this idea that we're in this world full of, respectfully, I call them old lady agents, right? We're in this world of, you know, good old boys club and these big businesses that guide the decision-making policy of local and national and even international, like business world.
Yeah.
And some of the things that we do just like don't make sense. And so I personally, and I know Courtney, but it was always this thought of like, well, can we do this? And it was like, yes, I love that. Mm-hmm. And so we were constantly fighting the uphill battle of the big corporate bear that you used to work for. And it wasn't for anyone's fault. It's just that 90% of the workforce in that environment was college educated, went to the, industry, and then they were just like led by the person that came before them. There was never an independent thought. Yeah. So as soon as we introduce independent thought, I've never been told more ridiculousness in my life than in real estate, because in real estate, you present something that's outlandish and seems not possible, but like, hey, can we try this? And all it takes is somebody to go, yeah, let's try it. Yeah. But so many people are like, no, we can't do that. Yeah. Why?
I would say that's probably like one of the biggest takeaways from getting into real estate and being a part of this team and learning from you, Courtney, like everyone around me, is that we come, and I've explained this to people, like, I want to say like how this separates us from everybody else, but like we come with such an open mind and like a different approach to real estate. And I've used that term like old lady agents, or like people follow this like the dotted line for what real estate should look like. And we're kind of like, oh, instead of following the dotted line around the head, let's draw a hat real quick. We'll still come back, right? Like, I don't know, just looking at it in a different way and going about it in a different light because, I don't know, it'll ultimately still yield the same result. And
but in a more aligned way.
And like, well, you'll kind of understand this, but also like what the fuck actually matters here.
Apologize.
I've dropped enough bomb already on there too.
The critical error in today's world, in my opinion, is that we don't teach people the power of thought. Mm-hmm. And that goes for communication, that goes for execution, it goes for anticipation. I mean, if you were to give, like we have these young high schoolers and post high school students that are walking around our community, and there's so much, I guess, frustration with them. It's like, guys, well, what's the problem?
They don't know what they want.
No, like from the community, like what's the problem? Oh, well, they're vandalizing. Well, are they? Or are they just like, they don't have a trash can? Right? Like, are they vandalizing, or are they just leaving trash because they don't have a trash can?
Yes, right.
Are we empowering them, or are we just fighting them? Mm-hmm. Like when you walk by them, are you saying hello, or are you just like keeping head down and facing the other way? Not that there's a right or a wrong, but I'll use my wonderful wife. We drove through the city the other day, and we were in an area that was definitely a little bit uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Totally get it. But, you know, I saw the people on the corner doing whatever they were doing, and then I kept driving straight. And I like literally put my finger to her chin and just like turned her face. And she goes, oh, sorry. Because all she does is just like stare. Hilarious. Like as you're moving by them, it's like you're creating a problem.
I see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your communication, nonverbal in that situation, is creating a problem that doesn't exist otherwise.
So true.
And so when we as society are asking like, hey, what can we change? How can we do it differently? Why are we not also talking about like, how are we communicating right and wrong and indifferent?
Yeah. I think
That's a perfect segue.
Well, I also
Shoo.
think part of that is like the teaching of it. Like, not that you were teaching your wife to have that nonverbal communication, but like showing her the way of like
A different.
a different way of like going about that, or like acting, communicating, whatever you want
It's
to categorize
also
that at,
communicating to herself.
well, 100%.
Right? Like communicating to herself, like, yep, I see it, and then looking away.
But
It's
also,
not a big
I
deal.
think we need to teach the people that are on even the receiving end of that communication what that can do and how to utilize
But that's what
that.
I mean about the big crime in society, right? Like when you walk in, I walked into the bar across the street, and I remember I asked for something. I think you were with me, and I asked for something, and I don't remember I remember exactly what it was. They have nitro coffee. Do you remember this? Were you with me?
I know we were there
one of
one
you
day, but I
at
don't
the
know
bar
that it was
across the
for
street.
the coffee.
They have nitro coffee.
Wicked Sisters?
Christian's like, what?
Great news.
What? Yes, Wicked Sisters has nitro coffee
Oh, no.
on their brew house line.
I don't,
Yeah.
Unless it was the time me, you, and Jeff went.
It's over there. Anyway, so I asked the bartender, and there's no one in the restaurant, by the way. No one at all. I said, what are the chances that you have a cold foam behind the bar? And she was like, effectively, she didn't say this, but she was effectively like, this isn't a coffee shop. And I'm like, wait a second.
But like you can make
you
it.
have coffee
Yeah.
and cream. So like, is that such a weird thing to
Nope.
say? But you're in the industry of service. Like, we have not clearly taught you in a way that might say, man, that does sound great, but unfortunately we don't have any. That's the communication. That's the crime.
Well, no.
It's
I
like-
agree. I'm just, I guess on both ends, again, that person, I don't want to say needs to understand and have that as like a negative thing, but it's like also like a learning opportunity where,
Right.
I could go about this in a different way. And I think it's from both
Well,
parties, whether it's the person asking or the person listening. I think we all have a responsibility to say like, oh, could we have asked it better? Can we learn from the way that we communicated there? But then on the receiving end, like, like
Couple thoughts.
take
whenever.
something and run with what I had just heard, you know?
I agree.
But go ahead.
Real estate will make you you have to be good at proactive conversations.
Hey, Lib, do you mind getting the door?
Hey. Oh my gosh.
I can unlock it actually. Voila.
Proactive communication is everything. And so that's how
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Good, how are you? Good.
Lost your train of
I
thought.
did, but like corporate communications is so important. And so one of the things that I think is completely undervalued in almost every business is the communications team. Because if you think about advertising, sales, marketing, and business development, they're all slightly different like aspects of the same, but like literally everybody in every single organization, you are a salesperson, whether you're in customer service, whether you're in hospitality, you're the hostess, like you should be trained in sales and understand what an opportunity looks like. Because in your bar example, that could have been the $14 coffee because they threw cold foam on it. Like,
Or in the example of the tire shop across the street, when I pull in, I say, "Hey guys, can I park here for 5 minutes? Like I just got to run in," and they're chill, but they could also be like, "Yeah, man, have a great day," right? Like there's always something that we can increase to give
energy
in order to get right. There's always something that we can increase, but the problem in society is that we don't teach this.
Exactly.
We
I
don't
wanna-
teach this thought.
Well, I want to
enter the 22-day challenge.
So I guess this is a perfect segue. So like I don't need to be this person, but 30 seconds or less, because I want to jump to another thought. You've been on this journey for coaching.
For like a year.
Yeah. Share a little bit about like,
So the
I guess the
biggest-
companies and like what this looks like, because then I have kind of like a follow-up thought or question.
So I found coaching after 14 years. In college, I had a friend whose aunt was a life coach. And when I graduated, I was like, man, I want to be a life coach, but that sounds ridiculous. I don't know anything about anything. I've never made any money. I don't know what I'm doing in life, but like this industry
We could
is
just stop right
interesting.
there. I don't know anything about anything. I don't know what I'm doing with life.
Yep. So I'm just too stupid. It's too ridiculous. I can't do that. I can't go learn this process. So I spent 15 years like drifting ignoring this thing that like I was actually really called to.
Right.
And part of it is because I roll my eyes when people say they're a life coach. It's kind of like when you become a real estate agent. It's like there's not a big barrier to entry.
I would even say
Excuse
that.
me. I'm offended.
I would even say that when like someone would have first brought the idea of vision boarding or business planning to me, I would have
Yeah.
the same initial reaction.
Sure.
Like, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Apologize.
We
Yeah.
put a little jar for the F-bombs.
I low-key thought about this the other day. I want to get better at not using those words.
You know what we can do? The 22-day challenge. You
Yeah.
can challenge yourself not to cuss every day for 3 weeks.
So
To give you the
Yeah.
I started learning the art of professional coaching over a year ago. And it was after a free workshop that I attended. And it was like everything in my life unlocked, everything
Yeah.
I'd been waiting for. I've read so many sales books. I've sold for 7 different companies. Like I've learned, part of my job was to learn other people's call guides and cold call for 2 years. So I was like pretty good at learning how to pick up the phone and like adapt and build rapport quickly. And just like the lead generation side of it is really interesting to me. But so the Build Real Opportunity Playbook was born because in 2022, that magic number 22, I had this idea to start an app where it's called Rent a Bro.
Yeah.
So if you're a bro, I wanted to find bro-like people. If you think about the personality of a bro, they know what they're good at. They're confident. They're like ridiculous. And yeah, you might think of like kind of douchey, but like no problem, because if you really think about when you're operating in your zone of genius, as it's called, and you're bringing your best gifts to the table and you know with 100% certainty what you can deliver on. Like for me, I'm an excellent wedding date. Like bring me as a guest to the wedding.
Allegedly.
Because I will tear up the dance floor.
Allegedly.
So like it's something that if I knew like somebody wanted to hire me for, like I can fucking bring it. And sorry, not sorry. So like, no, I'm not sorry. So the app started out as a joke. Want to get back at your ex-boyfriend? Rent a bro. And through this whole process, and I still, that's what this Build Real Opportunity Playbook and coaching practice is working toward, is creating a community and an online portal for self-discovery first.
Yeah.
So when you enter into the portal, you create your bro file, your Build Real Opportunity profile, and then you end up
I have one.
going through these like exercises of really self-discovery where you become authentic, reliable, and trustworthy, because that's what it means to be a bro.
Yeah.
So somewhere in that bro research, somebody last summer was like, you got to have bro stand for something. And that's when Build Real Opportunity was born. So Build Real Opportunity. Then it was like another unlock was in realizing that I'm like, how can I be a coach for someone? Like, what does a coach do? So it started with like researching the definition of coach.
Yeah.
They started out as stage coaches where I was delivering you safely from where you are now to where you are, your destination. Like you tell me where you want to go and I carry you there safely.
Okay.
And then the coach in like the ancient Egypt days, it was all the chariots, the chariot coach wheel.
Yep.
So that's where that started from. But then if you think about life as a game, so what is your offensive strategy? What is your defensive strategy? Invite me into the owner's box of your life. What game are we playing? Who's on the field with you?
Yeah,
Like, what are you going to do? How do you win?
That was a very opening experience, chatting through that and thinking about it, because I'd never thought about it from that like perspective. Or
why would you?
Exactly. So
Nobody teaches it.
It very, very interesting, and I don't know. I found a lot out about myself, but even like being able to go through that challenge and playbook and
Small steps.
like make decisions that I have been like pondering over, been stuck in this position. It's really been incredible, and again, arguably in 10 or so minutes, it's going to be life changing. So again,
I'm so glad to be here.
and then so something that I wanted to ask you, have I guess a couple different like companies or brands. One is the Bro Curious, but that's like a page, I guess.
So
or Build Real Opportunity
Bro
page.
Curious is just an advertisement. So there's the Build Real Opportunity Instagram Research and Recruitment Center. So the idea is to create a funnel and to attract everybody to just follow the Instagram, start to kind of learn some of these principles that I'm talking about, and ideally set it up so that you can like click a button, download the 22-day challenge playbook, and then you buy the workshop for $65. And then we do a one-on-one coaching session where I set you up for how you want to run your 3 weeks, because 22 days is 3 weeks. That's
it's
it.
quick.
So it's not even like a month that we're talking about. This is like a low, like I'm a non-commitment committer, because like the reason that when you sometimes make these commitments is that you're like overdoing it. If you're out of shape and you're like, I'm going to go back to the gym for 22 days in a row.
Yeah.
No, you're not. But you could establish a habit for the first week of like getting in the habit of going to the gym. Just challenge yourself to like wake up, do stretching, like work out. You don't have to go to the gym to get back in shape. So you need to give yourself permission and give yourself like a grace period of like, yeah, if you really wanted to challenge yourself by going 22 days in a row, have at it. I don't care. But like ultimately the intention of this is to get you to see past that surface level goal into the thing
so
that
funny
really
because
motivates you.
The way that I've been taught to coach and train is always like, okay, cool. That sounds awesome. What's the first step? Like,
Right.
well, go to the gym. Christian hates when I do this. I'm like, what's the first step? Oh, we'll go to the gym. When are you starting? Tomorrow. What do you need to go to the gym? Well,
That right there. It's like so many steps.
yeah, like, and you don't realize that, like, oh, do you know where your gym clothes are? Or if you're one of those people, like, do you know where your belt is?
your
Do you know where
plan?
are you going to exercise, vigorously? Is it going to be in the morning? Is it going to be in the evening? Is it going to be before, after? When are you going to shower? How are you
Yep.
going to change? How are you going to get to work on time? Like, there's
The
so many questions, but it starts with this idea. And I love that people love their ideas, but it's like, what if you just acted on the one thing? The one thing, which is like, you know what I need to do before tomorrow? I need to wash my laundry. All right, bet. Can I hold you accountable to that? Right? Like one thing and then one thing, and it's compounding effect.
Yeah.
So you have the Build Real opportunity page. You have Cation Consulting. Did I
Yes.
pronounce that correctly?
Yes.
Okay,
Cation
cool.
came from communication,
Okay.
vacation,
I'm-
location. I'm like,
I
what
was
the hell
gonna
is education? I'm like, what does Cation mean? And I Google it, and Cation is a positively charged ion, technically pronounced cation. It's a scientific word. And
Yeah,
when
I
you
was
are
sitting here thinking to
literally,
myself.
it's cations. So, but I was like, Cation Consulting, that sounds so cute. Oh my God, I want to be a Cation consultant. Like I could have little real estate agents be location consultants.
Yeah.
And so you could just educate and teach and train and coach people on how to buy a house instead of actually like needing them to buy it. Cation. That's right. So it was very disappointing when I found out. I was like, well, how do I pronounce this? Let me just double check. And I was like, ew, cat.
In my head, that's how we were pronouncing this, and I never
No,
knew,
that's-
so I just kept thinking that you were just,
It's both. So really, it's
And
up
I just
to
let
you.
it go.
If you were the,
I saved myself some money.
I think probably I'll have to say the correct way to say it. But
I don't know.
This
I
is
think
the
you
point.
roll with Cation, and people are about
Up
it
to
or
you.
not.
Yeah,
No,
kinda
it's
like-
kind of like if
it's
your
poetic.
Yeah.
last name was like Cation. You're like, that's
Yeah,
how we pronounce
pronounce
it,
it, yeah.
in the Germanic tribe, right? Like,
But here's the fun part. So the cations are actually caused by something called stress oxidation. And so I found all this research in the 80s around what a cation actually is and how it happens. And so our bodies are made of stardust. Like we are, in fact, metal is inside of our bodies. And what happens when metal is exposed to oxygen, it corrodes and it becomes corrupted. And so that's when you see rust on something.
Okay.
So when the metals in our bodies, when we are like heightened and in a stressed out state, we are losing the negative charge in our cells.
Yeah.
And so our bodies are in a heightened state, which is terrible for the human body. And the way that you are supposed to vacate, means empty out, cations. So like when they're telling you to go on vacation and like be near water, it's because there's negative ions that when water crashes into other water that goes into the air. And when you breathe that in, it de-escalates you. So no joke, I think I just solved cancer. Like I think that there's something to this idea of being
I'm checking out.
just
Dan
said-
is going to come into my place.
This is his non-believer coming
Yeah,
out.
No,
I mean,
this is not my non-believer.
but-
this is I completely believe in
There's
what this is.
so much
Actually,
thought that went
I
into all of this.
completely believe in what this is. That I knew what a cation was.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, is Courtney just an idiot?
Yes.
Like
right.
in my head, I'm
little
thinking
bit.
to myself, like, does she not know?
I didn't
But in my brain, I'm like, nah, it's cool. It's whatever. The key is that there aren't enough people that understand or believe in grounding. There aren't
Yes.
enough people that understand and believe in breath work or the opportunity for yoga beyond stretching and being sexy, right? It's people need to understand that there's so much more. And I think that is the difference between me 15 years ago versus me today, why I'm much more accepting of new ideas is because I'm willing to recognize that, like, if I just live through it, what's the worst thing that happens?
Right,
Well, what's your chief fame in life, Mike?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
We'll come back to
We'll
that.
come back to it because chief
We don't
fame.
have enough time.
Yeah. So the workshops that I'm building a curriculum around is from the book Think and Grow Rich, and there are 13 principles and there's steps. It is literally an educational playbook. It was written published in 1937, and it was written over 20 years of research on like the most successful Americans at the time.
Okay.
So there was all of these literal step by step. Remember how we had the conversation about discipline over desire, where it's like, I'm going to choose to be disciplined instead of having desire.
That was a long one.
But I argued on all of that because I was like, I think it's discipline via like through desire.
That was the
and
argument.
that's the thing is in this book, the number one chapter is desire. So when you want something bad enough, you will rearrange your schedule, your life. Like if you're going on vacation, what's the plan for packing for the airport? Like you go get your nails done, you pack you try on all your clothes, like you are excited about it. So it's not a problem to create a plan. But when you're not excited about the work you're being asked to do, creating the plan is not only not fun, but it is like not interesting enough to follow through on. So when you don't understand what it is you're working toward in every day and at every moment, for me, it's like my chief aim is to have fun. So if I'm doing something that's not fun, I don't have to do it anymore. Turns out I just spent 15 years of my life sucking it up and trying.
And that was
it didn't work.
Again,
I was miserable.
Being someone who's gone through that 22-day challenge and had these coaching sessions, even like figuring out what it is that I like to do or what has meaning to me, and like to another level, like we've done it similarly in some of our coaching calls, but it was very different.
It's a
like
new way of looking at it.
A completely new way of looking at it. It was very eye-opening. So like if people want to learn more about the 22-day challenge, I know we're getting close on time, but how can they reach out to you? How can they schedule a call? How can they participate in that 22-day challenge? And I certainly...
just Google, are you bro curious? She's got to be the only person in the world that said that. So are you bro curious? Like,
do you identify as a bro? And like,
BRO. You're not overthinking it. Bro curious.
Build real opportunity.
Yeah,
so you want to build real. So I'm going to do an annual convention called the Build Real Opportunity Summit.
Okay.
Potentially a Coach Palooza party attached to that. That's coming in March. And then I'm going to do these workshops in person. It's going to be $10,000 a year to be a member to come to those in-person workshops. So I want people there that are serious and investing in themselves and in their own mindset. And if you really break down 10 grand over the course of a year, it's like not that much money, but it's something where you'd have community. There you go. So like in the book, Think and Grow Rich, they talk about creating your own mastermind community. And so all of these things are just like, oh my God, the more you pay attention and slow down long enough to really read what they're telling you and really tap into who you are and what you care about and what your life's purpose is. So like in coaching, they tell you got to get a niche. They also, this was what really sold me on it. It's called client attraction planning. So like, I don't need to talk you into coaching with me, Mike, because I don't want to coach somebody who doesn't want to be there. Literally nobody needs a coach, but like,
Disagree.
Nobody needs a coach.
Disagree.
Nobody needs a coach. You have to want a coach.
I mean, I agree, but
if you want to
can need it. What is the difference between a need and want?
Nothing. There's needs don't exist. Like,
Negative.
Literally don't need it.
Yeah. Negative.
If you want to live, you want to keep eating. But you don't, I'll die on this hill, because like if you want to eat and survive, then yeah, you would want to be eating, but you don't need to eat. You would just die. Like, but like, you're welcome to do that. You don't need to drink water, but if you want to live, you want to hydrate yourself. You want to take care of yourself.
That's another good way of thinking about it.
If you want to not get kicked out of your house you just bought, you're going to want to pay your mortgage, right? Like you got to want these things, even if they don't on their face seem like fun. The real thing that they give you is like when you have your eye on that big picture and what it does for you, then it's not as hard anymore to like compel yourself to go pay your mortgage. Set up the automated payment.
Can I tell you what a need is?
Sure.
Please.
A need,
necessity,
is simply a want that has been unrealized.
Oh, I love that.
That is the only difference.
I feel like that was some Tom Ferry
Realize
thing
your
that we've
potential.
learned.
No, this is actually something that I learned from
like-ism?
my very first college educated course.
Really?
My professor's name was Scott Vratarich, and I love that dude.
Shout out to Scott.
Well, I feel like...
But a need is a want that has been unrealized, because it is an unrealized thing that you want, but you now identify it as something that you can't live without. Right? Like, I can't live without water. I can't live without paying my mortgage. Like, blah, 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 blah. I agree with everything that you said. Sure. The only thing that I disagree with is that our core value is discipline over desire. And the reason is because our industry is filled with people that are, selling sunset and all these fancy things. And it's this like the desire for all the fanciness is why people do it. Mm-hmm. And what we want is the discipline, not what do you desire to lead to your discipline.
But if I desire to make a lot of money selling a lot of houses, because making lots of money allows me to fulfill my purpose of being the architect of societal
Correct.
change, then I can now pick up the phone and make cold calls that much easier because
I
it's not about just
totally agree.
another day,
But
another whatever.
the reason it matters,
Yeah, I hear you.
the inverse for us is because if you're here for the money, we're not going to ever be in the right place.
That's not
no matter what.
Yeah.
If you're here for the fame, we're never going to be in congruency.
Right. That limiting belief, wrong.
No, it's when people are here to self-serve their desires, they're not a part of a team.
We'll talk through that in coaching one day.
Well, we are getting.
Can't even agree to disagree over here.
Well,
No, because I can't agree with that.
I
'cause
know we're
just
running short on
fundamentally goes
time,
against
and we
what
probably
I
don't
believe.
have enough to tackle that. Crack that egg open.
We'll have it.
you know,
We should do a
but-
debate. We could do like a.
Well, no,
Love that.
so I was going to say earlier, I
Nobody
certainly
will watch
want
but
you
us.
back on the podcast because it's been too long, and I
Yeah,
think
I miss you
there's
guys.
a lot more that we could cover about the 22-day
Yeah.
challenge, about build real opportunity, about Cation Consulting, all of the above.
HC Ventures,
and
the
it's
third,
and
yeah.
again, as someone who's taken it, it's been very exciting, a very rewarding process. So if people are interested, like.
Instagram would be the best way to get in contact currently,
And-
or text you
and-
and you put them to me.
Yeah, well, so my phone number 443-214-0933. You can call, text me anytime. I can get in touch with Courtney. But
I guess
also
you can have my number too. I don't care.
But well, I was just gonna say, I don't know if you have the website up or is the Instagram page? Which one should they reach out to?
Instagram's going to be better because I'm like, it's more interactive. The website exists, but it is like,
Maybe you're still kind of like building it. In a
it
way.
doesn't. The tunnels haven't been fully. It's like under construction. I guess I
Okay.
should say like the flow of everything I've built. Like I have a Substack. I have I guess a Twitter, but I'm probably not going to use that one very much.
Yeah.
But there's definitely I've like created the spaces, and so connecting all those dots will come next. But for right now, I mean, truly, they can text.
And
You can just. Can I just?
sure.
My number is 443-417-8578, and you can email me at Courtney. Oh, I don't like saying it out loud. Courtney. It's HC-Venture. It's too.
Okay.
Never.
Well, then
forget
Wow,
that.
very
Text
difficult.
me.
We don't want
Well-
to say it out loud. HC
Head coach
dash
venture.
venture.
And what was
The
your
dash is
what
the
was
hard
the
part.
Instagram page?
Build Real Opportunity Research and Recruitment Center.
Okay. Perfect.
Wow, that's a lot.
I know,
Well,
but
Mike,
That's a
how
lot.
can
Or you
It's
could
a
go to
destiny number
our
2.
Instagram at the Baltimorons
Yeah,
and
do
find
that.
Courtney.
That is
it's
true.
super simple.
Yeah.
You can always reach out to me on
That's what
Instagram
Mike
at michael.frank_____, or you can get more information on our website at frankoliverco.com. Under additional resources, you can read about this blog and so many more.
And you guys can find me on Instagram at Christian the Deadhead. And this was a fun one.
Thanks.
Courtney, a lot more to talk about.
Coach Big Boy.
Can't wait to have you on again.
Thank you.
Voila. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching. For more information on the housing market, Real Estate 101, how you can leverage your position in today's market, and so much more, click on the link below. If you like this video or have a burning real estate question you'd like us to answer, leave us a comment and let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode, and we'll see you again real soon.